Pakistan, China, Afghanistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Afghanistan. The land border run through varied geographical terrains like desert. The borders run through varied geographical terrains like desert, fertile land, swampy marshes. Varied geographical terrains like desert, fertile land, swampy marshes, snow-covered peaks, and the tropical evergreen jungles, which throw unusual challenges. Or run through varied geographical terrains, barriers like desert, fertile land, swampy marshes, snow-covered peaks, mountains, ranges, and tropical evergreen jungle, which through unusual challenges for the security personnel manning them. Through unusual challenges, for security personnel managing them. In addition, India coastal boundary runs 5442 kilometers on the mainland. 5442 kilometers on the mainland and 2094 kilometers around the islands. Boundary runs with the maritime borders shared with the island nations. With the maritime borders shared with island nations of Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Maldives, and Thailand. Around these islands, with the maritime border shared with the islands. Maritime border. Island nations. There are the island nations of Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Maldives, and Thailand. Desert of fertile land, swampy marshes, land border run through varied geographical terrains like desert. Challenges for the security personnel. With the island mentioned Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Maldives, and Thailand, India territorial sovereign. Members share with the island nations. Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Maldives, Thailand. India territorial sovereignty extends till 12 nautical miles from the coast into the waters. A further 12 nautical miles beyond lies the zone of hot pursuit, where intrusion calls for action from its coastal states, and extending 200 nautical miles further into the water lies India's exclusive economic zone. 200 nautical miles into the waters, granting exclusive fishing, mining, and all exploration rights to its coastal states. 200 nautical miles. Managing such diverse borders is a complex task. In times, managing such diverse borders is a complex task. In times when national security and international trade are equally important, national security for economic prosperity and social stability, more so when national borders divide common socio-cultural landscapes and ethno-linguistic groups and land dispute divide common socio-cultural landscapes, ethno-linguistic groups and land dispute around. Indo-Pakistan 1917 incessant border skirmishes have marked the line of actual actual control (LAC). Neither side has formally recognized as the accession of the territories claimed by the others, even after several wars and conflicts between them. Some of the territories. The border dispute over Pakistan occupied Kashmir and over a Sar Creek tidal estuary between Gujarat and the Sindh, including the maritime border in that area, highly contentious. Pakistan occupied Kashmir and over estuary between Gujarat and the Sindh. Tidal estuary, creek tidal estuary, Sindh, including the maritime border in that area, highly contentious issue. India highly susceptible to Pakistan-sponsored cross-border terrorism. Susceptible. Separatist movement, disruptive activities. Separatist movement, cross-border terrorism. Pakistan-sponsored disruptive activities, counterfeit Indian currency, commission for destabilizing the economy, infiltrations by armed militants, has the non-alignment movement has lost its relevance in a multiple world. Actually, non-alignment movement is a group of countries which cannot align with the Cold War countries. Between the group of countries which are not formally aligned with or against any major power bloc. Or against major, the organization was founded in Belgrade in 1961, and the idea was conceived by the leaders Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the Indian Prime Minister, Sukarno was the first Indonesian president, and Gamal Abdel Nasser, Egypt's second president, Ghana first president, Kwame Nkrumah, and Yugoslavia President Joseph Broz Tito. Jawaharlal Nehru proposed 5 pillars to be used as guide for Indo-China relations. Pillars called Panchashila, which later serve as the basic principle of a non-aligned movement. The 5 principles were a mutual respect for each other, territorial integrity and sovereignty, mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference in domestic affairs, equality and mutual benefit. 5 principles were mutual respect for each other, territorial integrity and sovereignty, mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference in domestic affairs. Jakarta Samiti Conference Declaration of 1992. NAM has contributed to ending bipolarity in the world and the elimination into 2 blocks, the West by USA and the other hand. At the Second World War, the World War was divided into 2 blocks, the West by USA and on the other hand. Thus, the advent of the Cold War happened post World War II. Some countries like India, who were newly independent from colonial rule, wanted to stay sovereign. Thus, 1955 in Bandung, Indonesia, the Second World War II, the world was divided into blocks, USA and other hand USSR. Thus, the advent of Cold War happened post World War II. Some countries like India, who were newly independent from colonial rule, wanted to stay sovereign. Thus, 1955 is Bandung, Indonesia, from colonial rules, wanted to stay sovereign. Bandung, Indonesia, newly independent states of Africa. and Bandung, Indonesia, independent state of Africa and Asia came together to inaugurate Bandung, Indonesia. To inaugurate a new approach of interstate relation known as the non-aligned movement. Inaugurate a new approach. Fresh out of the colonial rule. Fresh out of colonial rule, these new states felt that they should not be stuck in with aligning with either of the east or the west. They need to the shelter together to forge an alternatives, to put efforts to build a peaceful new world, although where the obligation. Yes, Nam still relevant. The moment is passing should not be stuck with aligning with either east or west. Need to shelter together to forge an alternative. To pay they not align with any conflict groups. To put efforts to build a peaceful new world order, where the obligation of a UN Charter would be next. Thus, these states neither belong to the Western Bloc nor the Eastern Bloc and remain to be non-aligned. Belong to the Western Bloc. Jakarta Samiti Conference Declaration 1992 stated that NAM has contributed to any bipolarity in the world and the elimination of the Cold War. Membership of the NAM has yearly quadrupled from about 25 states. NAM has already quadrupled from about 25 states of 1961 to 125. There is less chance of survival in the age of nuclear proliferation for weapons. Use as if war happens, it will lead to disaster in massive proportions. Bipolarity in the world and the elimination of the Cold War. So the NAM has contributed to ending bipolarity. Membership of NAM has nearly quadrupled from about 25 states in 1961, 4 times, to 25 states in 1961 to 125, 2018. There is less chance of survival in the age of nuclear proliferation. There is less chance of survival for weapons. Use. The main demand of NAM was complete elimination of nuclear weapons. Also, NAM was opposed to nuclear weapons of mass destruction strategies. CTBT, non-proliferation treaty, and they are not universal. CTBT. Actually, priorities and challenges. NAM currently priorities would be frame concrete economic agenda for a just and fair international political economy. Recently, we have seen the various WTO altered organization rules. So, NAM currently priorities should be